Hello again. Well, it's good to not see you. Thank you to a friend, I don't know if they want me to say who they are, for sending the book There's Treasure Inside. I feel like Donald Trump. Wow, it's a big book. It's a big. Wow, that was quick. Hello, Casper. Hello, INFJ. It's good to see that you're already here. That's impressive, that is. So it's a big book. And you clearly have to be brave to take it on. Actually, you have to be solid, have grit, sparkle even as you pine. Something to do with There's Treasure Divined on the inside of the dust cover. I wonder if that's important. Sparkle even as you pine. Hidden Treasure Divined, something like that. So, hey, Larry and Davey B, how you doing? So, why do something like that? Why put that little inscription on the inside of the dust cover? And again, something Forrest probably would say or do or hint at, and it makes you wonder. There is, I wouldn't say there's a knack. I don't know how to explain it, but you can't just jump into a treasure hunt. you can't just get information and then go searching. And that's obvious now because I'm just going to say JCB, sorry, John Collins Black, but or John, I'm just going to call you John. So John tells us, basically you need a plan of action, plan of attack, plan of, method to attack. I know it sounds a pretty strange word to use, but to attack the book, to figure out how to get from A to B or ABC, or each step, one foot on the other, etc., etc. Everything that Forrest said before may be slightly different now. So you have to start from the beginning. Like, what are the aims? What are the goals? What are the tools that you have to begin this journey? Now, it's no different than going on any journey. None at all. So here is another thrill that you're going on. If you're going boots on the ground, then you would have to take the necessary equipment. You would have to make sure that you had the right gear. You would have to make sure that you knew how long you're going to be out there, what the weather was going to be like, the food that you need, however that is. So this is pretty much the same. You're going to take on this journey, whether you go boots on the ground or at home. You're going to take this journey on. So what are the things that you need to do that? So again, I would suggest, and there's no Dale at the moment, there's no sort of go-to site bar Jenny Kyle. Sorry, Jenny. So firstly, go to Jenny Kyle, because the person that set up the hunt, John, has, luckily for us, used that platform similar to Forrest Fenn to give us information that we desperately need. And Forrest told us how to solve his hunt, and John's doing the same. He's gone to Jenny Kyle, and she's forced him to tell her, however it works, how to solve his treasure hunt. So you would be foolish not to listen to the person that set it up and find out how to begin at least, and more importantly, how to read the book, because it is a big book. Like, I saw it on K-Pro's show, and yeah, it looked big. But then when I actually see it in, live, it's huge. And to solve the Forrest Fenn hunt, you only needed a poem, like one piece of information from the book. You didn't need the book. There was hints in the book that would help with the clues in the poem, but you didn't need the book. So if you didn't read the book, but so far, all we have is that you need the book, and everything that you need to find a chest is in the book. So therefore, there's no, as far as I said, there are no shortcuts. You need to go through the process. Hi all. Hello Davey. Hello Paul. Paul? How you doing, my friend? Long time no hear, see, read. I hope you and your family are all well. And I'm very happy to see you here. I'm very surprised because you, my friend, are normally tucked up in bed, aren't you, at this time of the day? Night, evening, morning, nearly. Glad to see you here anyway. I saw today Jack released on Medium promoting the hunt. I think everybody should promote the hunt. I think you'd be foolish not to. The words from John himself are that if you find one, you can find five. And I've already said long ago, and even when I said the United Forest, not searching anymore. Even if I found one, I don't want to find another four. And I've said to David B the same, I've said to other people. If you are looking for more than one thing, and you're the first person to find one, using whatever methods, tools, technology, however this pans out, if you find one, you can find them all, like Pokemon, which I think I alluded to Indy the other day when she said something. Got to get them all. If you find one using the information you have, then it's quite clearly possible, or more than likely, that you could find, the other four. Now, to me, that doesn't seem democratic. It doesn't. Like, there's no need to do that. There's no need to be that greedy. Just because you can doesn't mean you have to. That's not to say that you don't have to look, and if you want to, tell somebody else maybe. But I feel it's only fair that even if you find one, leave the rest for someone else. And then if they find one, then leave the rest for someone else. And if they find one, leave it. Don't. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, if you find one, why would you feel it necessary to claim all of them? That just, I don't know. It's just not the way I think. So that's interesting, Larry, that Jack released it on Medium, and good. And I asked. I feel stupid now. I'll tell you in a bit. The promise of new discoveries, said Forrest. Hi, Star. How you doing? And Woody, is technology going to help you find it? Well, some people use technology, won't they? And technology is the internet, which John alluded to. Go out and research. So you would need technology in that way. And you've been told by the person who did the hunt that would be a good thing. Research and find out about the treasures that are, up for grabs, basically. Not necessarily it's going to get you to a certain spot, which leads me to the bit that I'm going to be stupid about. So a good friend sent me some information and talked about the cryptogram that's in the book. and I didn't see the other information that they sent me, or I saw it and I can't remember, or I saw it and it wouldn't open, so then I didn't go back to it, which was the actual answer to the cryptogram that they were talking about. So, and I was talking to David B about the book and everything, and how overwhelming it would be to attempt it without having any knowledge other than a big book in front of you, which is what I'm talking about. You need to get as much information from John as you can to tell you how to solve his book, which is exactly what Forrest did. So they sent me the information, sent me the answer to the information, claimed that they can't take credit because they didn't do it, which I wondered about. It's like, well, all he told me is there's a cryptogram in the book. And then I looked at the book. So I told Davey that it was a big book, and you'd have to be brave to attempt to do it. And after I finished speaking to Davey, I remembered about the word search and the cryptogram. I thought, oh, I own a poem. I'll just have a quick gander at that. But all I remembered was word search when I first looked in the book, and then I saw the cryptogram. I thought, oh, so half an hour later, I'd done the cryptogram. Which, again, won't help you unless you know the answer. So most of what we do is, unless you know the answer, the information you get won't help you. So, and I asked the friend that, do you think you should give the information that you find in this hunt? Do you think people would hand out the information? Not realizing that she'd already given me the information. And then that's how I found out that she'd already told me what the answer was. And as we discussed it, I was basically saying, unless you know where you are, it doesn't help. It only helps if you know what the word search is about. So you find out the answer, and then this confirms the answer. A bit like nailed down. If you don't have warm water salt nailed down, you have nothing. So you need to have your final location, basically, to know that you can get to your final location, if that makes sense. So it's imagination more important than knowledge. Imagine that it's Fenn rock. I mean, the information is out there, so I suppose it's okay to talk about it. Imagine you're at Fenn rock, and that's the place that you need to start. So from rock to field would mean that you start at Fenn rock and you go to the field, and then from strong to stream, or however it goes. So then you just follow it like a map, and then you end up in the place that you should be, and it's confirmed by the information that you have. So you can't find anything unless you know the answer. But once you know the answer, you can confirm the answer with information that you have. So if you have warm water salt nailed down, if you know the answer, using this information, that will confirm the answer that you have. So I don't think just solving the cryptogram is going to give you the answer. But solving the word search will allow you to use the cryptogram to confirm the answer, which, makes sense to me. So very nice. And thank you very much, John, for doing that sort of stuff. I haven't read it. So like I was saying, it seems a bit overwhelming. It's a big book. It's different, set out differently than the Forrest Fenn book, in that it's not just the history and places that John's been. It's more a history of the treasures and a part biography of people, as opposed to just points of reference. Although these will be points of reference, just different in a different sense. So haven't seen the poem yet. I've seen it, but I didn't read it, didn't take it in. Just thought, wow, that's another long poem. So most of this has been wow. Don't let that put you off. At the end of the day, John, who set this up and talks of our treasure, so that in itself is different. Our treasure, he talks about our treasure, our treasure, our treasure. So him and who else? Or him and us, or however that works. Don't be put off by the size of the book and the information that doesn't say you start here, you go here, you go here, you go here. There's information out there already that says this is how you solve this. So first, before you do anything, find that information. How do I read the book? How do I go about finding a point of interest that would help me find, one of the chests or all 5 of the chests, which is what John says. There is lots in it from the 10 mins I have seen. Metal detectors are for pussy hunters. How much is the book? I don't know. I'm grateful to somebody who bought the book for me. And Davey B will be too. I'll explain more later, Davey. Techno-oriented people have a better chance. No, that's not what I'm saying. Read the book and everything you need is in the book. But the journey is however you want to take the journey. So I didn't use, I did use technology to some extent, but I didn't use the internet. I didn't use the internet like some people use the internet. But if you choose to do that, that would just probably give you more information to make you feel more confident. Not that I don't think you'll need it. And I'm not the expert. I didn't write the book or do the treasure hunt, but I think the same with Forrest Fenn. Everything that you need is available to you. So what will help you is if you understand the information that you have and the method that you need to use to get the information from it. That is what will help you. Now, if that is technology, then, if that's how you learn and understand stuff, then, that will help you. And technology will help because, you need things like Jenny Carl. You need to watch the videos that John Collins Black will put out. Those sort of things will help. So to some extent, technology will help. But you don't need, in my opinion, I don't know, I didn't set it up, but you don't need that to do this. I paid roughly $50 after tax and shipping from nearly ABC books, Aid books. So 3-letter doodles. I can't get the book here, so I suppose I'm out of this. Well, you're not, because we're in a team, so you're not out of the hunt, Davey. And you weren't going to do the hunt anyway. So same as me, we weren't going to attempt it. Hi everyone, another friend. It's good to read you. Tried from Amazon. It is a no-go. Richard, how are you? Ways back. Woohoo. Hope you're well. I hope the world in which you live is a good one. Hey, I am travelling and that makes it hard. 8 have a mate up north. 8? Oh, I have a mate up north. I can have it sent to, but I have tried and it is a hard. Nope. Yeah, there must be a way. We'll sort it. Davey, A Books does ship internationally. Very polite, RR. I am just an average person. Larry, and my fall down is affordable. I do not have money to spend on a book. So, in order to go forward, you need to have the starting point. So, no different than if you don't have Begin at Where Warm Water's Halt, you have nothing. So, at the moment, you have nothing but a book that has a lot of information in it. And if you start using your own ideas of how to get that information, then potentially you could, end up with the wrong answer or just give up. So I suggest, and I'm no one, so you don't have to listen to me. I suggest you listen to Jenny Kyle, you listen to the videos that John Collins Black has put up. You beg somebody like Jenny Kyle or K-Pro or, any of those people that would be willing, or Sasha and Jason to come back, or Dale to come back, or Illinois Ghost, or someone to have a point of contact with everything that's John Collins Black, but set out in a way that is like videos. So you go straight to videos, the written word that from John Collins Black himself, so you can go straight to the written word, or sites that have information of John Collins Black that they have. So words that came from his own mouth. Well, they all come from his own mouth, but words that are just his point of contact, stuff that he has said that he's given to the public, as opposed to stuff that he said that he's given to an interviewer. So you'll be able to find it without searching. Another reason why technology will help. You won't have to keep searching the internet for pieces of information, different pieces of information. So in this hunt, it will make it easier if that's what John Collins Black wants it to be done. To make it easier or more user friendly, to have, or one horse landing cattle company. So a John horse landing cattle company site, as opposed to maybe on Facebook, maybe on Instagram, maybe on X, maybe here, there, and everywhere. So technology is going to help, but if you're not technologically savvy, then if you just had to go to one place, you could find all the information there, and that would make it easy for somebody who isn't able to use the internet in places. Excuse me, nose. Hey, Glenna, how you doing? To find the Fenn chest. Well, hi, Jeff. It's good to read you. I think the way that John says it is, there are 4 chests and a 5th chest. And the way that Forrest said it is, I have 5 keys and I have a chest. If we could find the other 4. Excuse me. I don't know, it seemed like they're saying the same thing, but slightly different. Have 5 keys. We already have a chest. Pedro's chest. Is it Pedro's chest? Pedro's chest. That, we have all this information about, the sheep and everything. And wouldn't it be great if we could find the other 4 chests? So, and the way I look at it is, we were told by Forrest Fenn, which, leads me to believe that we haven't had the answers from the thrill of the chase, that Forrest knew that he would give us, told Dale, now is not the time to have that information. He gave us the hairs to explain who did it. At the point that we understand, what the hairs were for, we'll probably allow people to have fun and answers and fully understand, the full extent of everything that's been done. Something like that. Point of interest with no subterfuge. Excuse me. So, again, similar to Forrest, we have the word subtle used in this hunt. And whilst there wasn't any subterfuge, and there was subterfuge, it was not in plain sight. So there will be information, probably, where things are not what they seem, but they are what they seem if you're hearing what's being said or reading what's being written. Or the information is there, will always be there. Whoever's doing the hunt has to give you the information you need to succeed. That's the whole point of it. Like, they succeed and you succeed. Now, I don't know how it works with treasure hunters. I'm not a treasure hunter, treasure hider. Are they putting it out there so you don't succeed? Are they putting it out there to give you the opportunity to find it, but set it up in such a way that you can't? I don't know. I don't know what the motive behind it is. So, is it put out there so you can find it, or is it put out there because they want to beat everybody by giving them the information, but hoping that they don't find it anyway? Which seems a bit like X marks the spot. The sound, the speed of blah, blah, blah through whatever it was. Like, the information was there, but you're never going to find it in a million years. But I told you how to find it. So is it there for you to find, or is it there for you not to find, and them to be, the winners? Like, I set it out there. You could have found it if you understood this, but you didn't understand it. So, woohoo, I'm the winner. I don't know how it works. Or, are they there so you can find it? We're talking about there's treasure inside, Richard. So Davey B wants to join in the hunt. As far as I know, he does. Wants to join in the hunt, but hasn't got the book. I have the book, and it may be a case of like taking a picture of each page and sending it to Davey, and then going through it with him, or finding another method of getting the book to him, which we may have. Question: what's the attraction of JCB Hunt? Dollars or Fenn connection? Other. So the attraction would depend on who you were in the world. So initially, the attraction would be, loads of money. So that's the attraction. If you've never heard of the Forrest Fenn Hunt, the attraction would be the money. Not the money, the treasure. That's what the attraction would be. Because there's different treasures which will appeal to different people. So Pokemon will appeal to somebody different than a 1996, medal. So initially, it'll be the treasure inside and the money value, if you've never heard of the Forrest Fenn Hunt. Going forward, if you do hear of the Forrest Fenn Hunt, then that would be an attraction also, and may bring people to the Forrest Fenn Hunt through the JCB Hunt, or to the JCB Hunt through the Forrest Fenn Hunt, depending on which way around they hear or see it. So there has to be a connection from one to the other, because, and now it's more evident than it was before, there is a Forrest Fenn box. Forrest Fenn is wrote about in the book There's Treasure Inside. So if you read the book There's Treasure Inside, you should, in all honesty, be wondering, what the heck is this Forrest Fenn stuff about? And then, checking up on that. Or if you're in the Forrest Fenn Hunt, you should be wondering why Forrest said, I have 5 keys, I need 5 chests. If we find the other 4, all good. So has a chest been found? And do we need to find 4 more? Or do we need to find 5 chests? And Forrest Fenn is a part of that chest. Well, he's in the book, so he must be part of it, because he's in the There's Treasure Inside book. So I would say that a chest, at least, has some sort of connection with both hunts. And that's just me thinking, I could be totally off base. But using the information that has been given me, I would tend to think, as I said already before, this hunt is even going to start, that there is a connection, and there has to be. The date 1021, the olive jar that was in the Thrill of the Chase hunt, which is very important to the Thrill of the Chase hunt, could possibly be, part of this JCB hunt. So there is a connection, and all of those, thanks for the question, could be a reason why people enter the JCB hunt. So I would say that was a distraction, Jeff, depending on who you are. If you're a Forrest fan, searcher, there is nothing that says that because you search for the Forrest Fenn treasure, you're automatically going to search for the JCB treasure. But if you've got any sense, you will, in my opinion. Jeff, you can see Larry. Wow, that's awesome. I can't see Larry. What if you need the physical book? Does this have to do with Forrest Fenn? So, hey, Ben. I would say, hey, Ben. No, that's not it. And Ashley, if Ashley's there. And, the kids and everyone else. I would say, yes, it does. But people will shoot me down and say, no, it doesn't. It's got nothing to do with Forrest Fenn. But I would say 100% it's got something to do with Forrest Fenn. And probably attributed to the things that he could have done and say it to me while I'm alive. And, all of those pieces of information that Forrest gave out. But again, I could be wrong. Guess I can't collect the caps unless I first drink the pot. Woohoo! Yes, guess you can't. Hey Zozo, how's it going? And everyone that Zozo's saying hi to. I feel uncomfortable with JCB. I'm sure he is fine, but just the vibe. Yeah, I think what is happening there is, we have, in Forrest Fenn. Hang on, let me read this, otherwise it's going to run away. Jeff, small similarities between the two and the fact Jack enjoys the hunt. I've just got to take a look at this. Good evening. How are you doing? Hi, Tyler. How are you doing? Hi, Tyler. Hey, Indy. How are you? Interesting. Jack is talking in 2024. Yes, of course he is. Don't make the alligator man city across the river. 100% linked to Fenn and the initiation. What's up, Glenna? How are you, Fenn? Otek, Zozo. I agree, Jeff. He doesn't seem quite right. Let's at the best be telling Troy. Yeah, Troy doesn't, believe anything that anybody says because, sometimes he thinks he's more right than people, but he'll come round. That, it's part of the Forrest Fenn stuff. I'm glad you are, Tyler. I hope, the snow hasn't got there already because last video I saw about Montana, there was, lots of snow. Very, very, very white place. Get to feeling better soon, then. Hooli! Wow, thank you for being here. I've missed talking to you. I've said before, the most, and this is similar to Forrest and how we think of JCB. Most approachable person in the chase, Hooli. One of the first sort of names that I remember and, spoke to and, able to put one foot down and start walking in the chase with everybody else. Brother Richard, I like Troy. Yeah, people like Troy. It's just that sometimes he says things that may or may not be correct and, will not listen to the other side. Ashley, hello. It's good to see you. Well, at least a smile anyway. Thank you for saying that. Oh, who retracted the message? You go too quick and I'm not going to be able to say anything. Hooli. Thanks. It is a bad one. Fever, etc. Oh, I hope, everybody doesn't seem to be well. Not everybody, but people don't seem to be well, so I hope you get better soon. Runs the gauntlet of searchers with low sides. Hello again. Hey, USA China. As Sam, I believe. Good to have you here. Mario, what's your favourite chapter in the book? You missed the bit that says, wow, it's a big book and, hi, Wig. No, it doesn't say that. It says it's a big book. So I haven't really looked at it. It's if you go back earlier, you'll see I did the cryptogram and didn't need to because somebody gave me the answer already. It didn't take long to do the cryptogram, but I should have just, got the information correctly. Then I wouldn't have had to do it. But you need that. Even having the answer, the cryptogram answer, doesn't give you the answer. It just answers the answer that you need, in my opinion. Well, every trail in the country, every trail on it. Yeah, I miss Montana. Oh, cool. I don't know. North Carolina. Is that a safe place? Earthquake wise, not sure where. I surrender. My. Yeah, Hooley hasn't got a. Have to make a mod. Hang on, you're going too quick. Looky here, we have an all-star chat in the. Yes, you do. Illinois Ghost is there. I didn't know Illinois was there. Hi, Illinois. How are you doing? I'm glad you're back in the chase, even though you weren't you were out of the chase when I first came into it. Are you less or more interested in Jack's possible role with Stoof.com? So I don't tend to look outside of the information that I've got. To me, it doesn't. Yeah, so less interested. It doesn't really matter who's involved. It only matters what the information is that's there for you to, articulate or solve. So I'm less, about the people involved, but more about the information they're trying to give. And I don't think whoever's behind it makes, that much difference. I know it is. Jeff, no way, no pressure is nice. Up until now, folks have said, well, Jack doesn't say anything, so he's like a response about, there you go, so quick. Wouldn't Jack need to be involved to begin with, Ben? So everybody involved is meant to be involved, whether knowingly or unknowingly. I don't think so, Candy, but it's interesting. Hooley, you are the gold standard. She is the gold standard, which could be part of these hunts. The gold standard. Fair warning, Jason, if you are who I hope you are not, you will be dropped and stopped. Calm down, Tim. I have a hunch others have returned. They're just hiding. I don't think they're hiding. Hey, MJ, how you doing? Hi, Candy, hope all as well. To the moon. The moon is our mission. Cool. Yes, it is. Indy, no. A domain is an item anyone can purchase if it's. Oh, that sounds like Greg. Yes. Yeah, it's a safe place. It's on the east coast of the US now. Cool. Glad. Did you get Treasure Inside Mary? Yes, somebody bought it for me. She's a wonderful person. Can't thank them enough for everything that they've done and said in the past. And nothing to do with Jack now. The past is over. Or one chest down. One chest down. Or, all depending on how you look at it. Hope you guess my name. Makes me wonder if we do need to know who. Yes. I think we're all supposed to know who about something because there's no point in putting those hairs in. That's the whole thing that Forrest said. Need to know, the eccentric, however it said, who hid this opulent cash or however it was. Yes, happy Veterans Day to everybody. I heard and saw some crazy stuff from these anti-veterans, like Happy Martyrs Day. It's like, go. Nearly swore. Just F off. Just go under a rock and flipping die, you crazy people. Oh. Candy not feeling well either. No one's feeling well. This is no good. Well, soon JFK will sort you all out, I hope. Candy, hey there. Hey there. Thank you for your service. Yes, thank you for your service. I didn't know that I was in the service. So you're giving out a bit of information there, Mr. MJ. Thanks, MJ. And if you are a vet, thank you for, yes, 100%. The world is a better place for those people. And shouldn't be underestimated and should not be, well, there's less said about that, the better. Enjoy this day. Thank you, brothers and sisters. And, I hope Tulsi Gabbard gets, something to do with that going forward. My throat's super sore. Pretty sure it's from watching the Steelers game yesterday. See you later, Paul. Thanks for popping in. I would have loved to have chatted more. Sorry, mate, but it's good to know you're good. Hope you're well. Do pirates count as being a veteran of the seas? I would. Yeah, but I don't think people would appreciate them. Hi, Paul. Are you leaving? Ciao, Paul. So, the reason, potentially, that we don't have an affinity towards, if that's the right word, John, is because Forrest was so amazing. So approachable, so likable, a true human being in the greatest sense of the word. So John is his own man with his own interactions, and they're different than how Forrest Fenn came along, and has been less in the public eye. So until we see interviews, until we read more of his written words, John's a stranger, and we are maybe subconsciously thinking that John is trying to fill the boots of Forrest Fenn, and therefore there's a slight resentment because or trying to be better than Forrest Fenn by putting more out there, which is not really the case. So already putting up barriers is making it harder for some people to appreciate what John is doing. This is just my opinion, but don't take offense to it. So rather than saying, well, I don't want to do the hunt because of this, that, and the other, or saying, whatever it is that is your not negativity, but your lack of interest in the hunt. I was going to say the chase then. Don't leave, Paul. Of course. Hi, Sam. How are you? Okay, Paul. Good night. Thumbs up from Julio. Thanks, Julio. It's good to get thumbs up. I don't know why, but until it sleeps. So a few thumbs up there. So one, I've already got 4 thumbs up. So I say give John a chance. I say give the hunt a chance. Say, get involved in the hunt. You'd be foolish not to. It's it will be enjoyable just to be part of it. It will be enjoyable to find out the information that there is available about the treasures. I mean, that in itself is enjoyable enough. There is the word search and the cryptogram. There probably other, the poem. So there will be things to do without being boots on the ground yet, And I would suggest, people take that on board, that you don't need to be boots on the ground straight away to find the answer. You need to find the answer, potentially before you go boots on the ground. But again, I could be wrong, so you don't need to take any notice of me. There is so much there's inside that solidifies TT. Yeah, TTOTC not involved nor will be. I think he will, Tim. I think he'll get involved. I think the lure, once it gets up and running, once there are videos out, once there is evidence of, how this can evolve, I think people will be interested. And I am surprised that, a collector such as yourself is not interested in the treasures that are available, who collected them, why they collected them, the worth, those sort of things. So the book itself, without the treasure, without going to find the treasure is something worth having. The journey about those treasures is something worth doing. And like I say, you've got the other points of interest and games, not too dissimilar than what Forrest, did with his hunt, that you can play. And that I do word search in the Forrest Fenn hunt, and now we have another hunt that has, word search. So, for me, those sort of things, even if you're not searching for the treasure, can help you pass the time and give you some fun. Tim is here. I cannot see him. Strange. I thought you were Tim. Have you changed your name? I thought you were Tim. I thought I was always under the impression you were Tim. But you obviously can't see you because you're you. So, I can see me because I can see the video, but I feel I have enough space in my brain to... Yeah, so that will be interesting. Forrest did say memorise his poem. So do we need to memorise John's poem? Time will tell. But I suggest Zozo look in the mirror. Queen Anne, really? I am Tim's Adventures. Laugh out loud, Jeff. Okay, Larry. Tim, do you know who Windsurfer is on Reddit? Ooh. I'm invisible when I look in the mirror. So, the truth of the Forrest Fenn Thrill of the Chase was you had to understand what Forrest Fenn was saying in order to understand what it was that you had to do. That was the truth of the Thrill of the Fenn, the Thrill of the Chase from Forrest Fenn. You had to understand what was being said in order that you can understand what you had to do. And it will be no different for this chase. Not necessarily that you have to understand what's being said, but that you have to understand where you start and how John's telling us how to solve his, solve his hunt, but read his book. So, like I said, it's a big book. And if you don't know what it is that you're supposed to be looking for while reading it, then it's a good read. Potentially, I haven't read it, so I can't, swear to that. But I would get the feeling that it's a good read. I would get the feeling that it's interesting. I would get the feeling that it's enjoyable with some of the games and that are in there. So it will tick all the boxes if you are not prejudiced to it, which is what I was looking for earlier. So we're prejudiced towards John because of everything that was good about the Thrill of the Chase. We're already prejudiced against him because he's trying to muscle in on what was really an amazing journey for all of us. Admittedly, some people think it ended badly. I don't think it ended badly. I just think maybe some things were done sooner than they should have been, or weren't done as soon as they should have been. So things got in the way, which is why fun and answers didn't happen. But now we're closer to fun and answers because those things that are in the way potentially will be out of the way, and what needs to be done will be done in order that it can happen the way that it's supposed to happen, if that makes sense. Oh, Indy knows who Windsurfer is. Queen Anne. So she would appreciate that information, Lotek. And I would, to be fair. I don't think, but you don't have to say it here. I don't think I have the space. In fact, I know I don't. Well, you just have to put some stuff to one side and then allow water to come in. Listen to Mario. Oh, I don't know if you should listen to me. I'm not nobody's one. Some don't have the book yet. Yeah, and I don't think that's going to matter. Some people didn't have the book in the Forrest Fenn Thrill of the Chase, and it wasn't sold for another 10 years. So I don't think not having the book is going to matter too much. Well, not going to matter at all. if there are four chests, 5 chests, 6 chests, 10 chests, 20 chests to find, the probability of all those chests being found, before somebody gets the book in another 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 10 weeks, I don't think it's going to make too much difference. It would only make a difference if John had said, here's my book and the treasure's over there. Then it would make a difference. But that's not the case. Here's my book, this is how you read my book, means it's going to take people a while to find their feet. And it's not, nobody's going to put that sort of effort into all of this and that amount of money into all of this if it's just going to be done in 6 months or a year. So, Forrest wanted his to last 1,000 years, or it could last 1,000 years, but I'm not sure how long John thinks his hunt's going to run. But it's not going to matter that you don't have the book yet. I can assure you that. It's not going to matter that you don't have the book yet. So anyone who doesn't have the book, I suggest they get it. And for those thousands of people that never hear this video, I suggest you get it as well. I don't read books. I'm not a book reader. It's a big book, but there is stuff in there that I want to know. Like, I want to know about some of the items that are in there. I don't want to give too much away, but there are some things in there that I'm really interested in knowing. And whilst I will have it in the back of my mind to go to those chapters, I'll read the book from the front to the back. I did the word search because I was given the information that it was in there, and it piqued my interest. No, I haven't done the word search. I've done the cryptogram, which I'm led to believe there's a video about that tells you how to solve it. I didn't know that. So when I got the answers, the way that I got the answers would have been similar to the way that this video was supposed to have said. But I looked up, I always go for what I consider to be could be the E's. So the E's will normally be the two letters that are together, and then the end of a word. Because most words don't end in A, I, O, or U. They normally end with an E. So if there are 2 letters that ends a word, that's more likely to be an E than anything else. I mean, I know you get rabbi, but more likely than not, it will be an E. But what was easy about this one is that you knew the T, the H, the I, and the S were not the T, the H, the I, and the S, because it says this, and it says this twice. So you knew that the T, the H, the I, and the S wouldn't be those letters, so you already knew what they were not. And the most important thing that helps you with that was the I, the T, and the S. There aren't many words that anyone knows that has an apostrophe with a 3-letter word. So it almost had to be its. So therefore you could see that, was it R, P, L, or whatever. However that was with the apostrophe, that was its. So you already had the E, the I, the T, and the S. So you could already fill some stuff in. And then it became a process of elimination as to what the others could be. So when you see the 2 X's, so something X, something something, XX, something, there aren't many words that have an E as the second letter and then 2 E's towards the end, which was between. So my way of working, to me it seemed really simple. It would have been easier if I'd just found the information that was given to me and saw it, but it wasn't difficult because, and he says, John says you don't have to be a genius. It wasn't difficult because he made it easier. He told you it wasn't T, H, I, and S. He told you it was ITS. So the ITS in the this was not ITS, but he gave you the ITS that was in It's so made it very, as far as I know, made it very simple. Don't know if it did it on purpose, but even if you know that answer, you have to know the answer in the word search to know that the answer that you have corroborates the answer that you have in the word search, in my opinion. But what do I know? So, Jeff, I see you like big kahuna burgers. Tasty. I am me Otak. Thank you. Mario, the book is the treasure. And that's no different than the thrill of the chase. Or the dust cover was the treasure, certainly. And the treasure was in the book, according to Jack and Forrest. Has no need nor care to know who anyone is, but they will need to know their self soon. Why don't people write in English? I don't know what that means. Know who their self are soon. Mario, but you know that. I don't know what it is that I know. That was a great film, Jeff. What was a great film? What am I missing? Good point, Tim. I don't know how any chest could have been found. I don't think most people have the kahunas to extricate these chests. Frank, why do you have to use such big words? I don't know how any chest could have been found. Well, that's why you didn't find one then, because you don't know how. I don't think most people. So you do think most people. I do not think most people. So therefore I do not think it that most people have the kahunas. I do not think that they do have it to extricate these chests. Queen Anne, do you believe me now who Fenn really is? No. I don't think anybody believes you who Fenn really is. It's not a case of believing, Frank. Oh, there you go. It's not a case of believing. Hi, Tigger. I believe you, Frank. There are. Glenna believes you. But in the grand scheme of things, knowing who Forrest Fenn is, does that person affect the future? Seriously. So you know who Forrest Fenn is, apparently. Did that person affect the future in any way, shape, or form? No. Otherwise, we would all know. We would all know. The person that you're talking of is unknown to the majority of the world. Therefore, that in itself says, no, that's not the person it is. Can't be. Because Forrest Fenn said, who says I can't affect the future? So the person that you think it is, that is in no way, shape, or form anybody of any relevance, is not who you think Forrest Fenn is. And goes to, it's not who you are, it's who you can make them think you are. Forrest made everybody think that he was this person, and that person, and that person, and that person, and that person. And you all went on the journey to find that person. But if any of those people, any one of them, any of them, did not affect the future, it isn't Forrest. And he wished he could have be attributed to the things he could have done, etc., whatever. None of those people that people have said, I think Forrest Fenn is this, or and I've been there. I have those souls. I thought it was the Mega Man I sent to Forrest. I thought it was the Burning Man I sent to Forrest. I thought it was all these men, all these people. These are the answers that you can get. And it's like, well, obviously not, because the Omega Man doesn't affect the future. The Burning Man doesn't affect the future. This person that you talk about, I'm not going to say it because it's your information, so you're right to say it. But none of those people are on a scale of 1 to 10 being Forrest Fenn. None of those people are even 1 compared to who Forrest is, was, will be, however it is. Proof is what you would need. Guessing. So Forrest himself said, guessing leads to a thin wallet. So anybody who thinks they have the answer, by pure guesswork and research, doesn't have the answer. That's impossible. Forrest definitely has affected the future and left him. 100%. These people that they're talking of that could be Forrest, have made no mark on me, and we don't know who they are. So therefore, it's not them. It can't be. Save the past for the future. What about today? FF. There you go. Thanks, Ben. Exactly that. Nobody, none, no one, not a single person, doesn't matter who you are or who they were, that has been talked about in the Thrill of the Chase has anything that has an effect on the future. Not just affecting everybody, but this is going to affect everyone, not just a certain amount of people, everyone, the whole world, the future for the whole world. So nobody that's been mentioned has done that. So therefore, it can't be those people. And that in itself should say, well, I'm barking up the wrong tree here, because Forrest said, who said I can't affect the future? Which means he's going to affect the future. He knows that what he's did, is going to affect the future. And there is nothing that anyone can do that will stop him doing that. So you underestimate Forrest if you have mentioned him in that way, by saying he's these people that are just unknown, or known but only known to a few people, which then becomes specialized knowledge. These 5 chests will reveal the truth about Forrest Fenn. Will they? No, I think the truth about Forrest Fenn will reveal the truth about Forrest Fenn. We could find these 5 chests, and unless the truth that comes out about Forrest Fenn, you won't know who Forrest Fenn was. It's possible to find these 5 chests, not say a word about any of it, and you wouldn't know who Forrest Fenn was. The only way you'll know who Forrest Fenn is if Forrest Fenn came out and said so, or you find the hairs, you find who they belong to, and that tells you. Or somebody tells you who has the answers. But no, finding the 5 chests won't tell you. Oh, all right, and I'll say it that way. Oh, shut up, Frank. I'll say it that way instead of the way that I've just said it. That's what I want to say. Oh, shut up. Take the words of an old woman is disgusting. Yeah, he does do some bad things. Keys to grassroots live for today. Treasure warriors. All you have done is guess for most of the chase. Hey, MJ. Well said. I don't know who that was. Probably for OTAC. Think about what has happened in the last week. Everyone affects the future. No, that's just it. They don't. The future's already been predicted. Which is what I was saying the other day. In order for the Bible to be correct, everybody must do what they were supposed to have done. That doesn't change anything. So the Bible can be correct. So everything that you do is based on what you're meant to do. Because if you change what you do, which changes the future, then the Bible can't be correct. And the Bible has been correct. I'm not a religious person, but I believe that everything the Bible said has come true. So therefore, what has been predicted, told to us by God, this powerful being, comes into effect, because nobody has changed anything. What was written by him happens. So the person that is affecting the future, remember the higher hand, it's going to affect the future because it's meant to affect the future. It was suppose you'd say, a God-given right that this thing happened. And as it says, be solid, have grit, sparkle even as you pine. Here lies a joy divined. Written on the book, written on the book cover. Divined. Now that could, some people say dousing. That's how you find it, or it means written by God, authorized by God. So I'm not a religious person, but I'm the most spiritual person that I know, says Forrest. The book wrote itself because if it didn't, I would struggle. Written by a higher hand, or however that was said. So people don't want to believe, they don't have to believe. But at the end of the day, all of these things that come to pass have to happen. Have to happen. And if you are affecting the future, then you must be, absolutely must be, given a God-given right to do that. Otherwise, it won't happen. I can tell you that now. How do you know that, Frank? And how do you know it has not already been said? It's a totally rigged game, like a travelling carnival. You can't win. And if you get close, they pull it. Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Oh, it's gone. There it was, gone. Glenna, what he says and what he means is not the same, but yes, he said that. The Bible is just another fairy tale about another fairy tale. Now, I think the Bible is information that is repeated because history repeats itself. So the Sumerians, the Anunnaki, the Nephilim, etc., 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 is part of a story that just keeps repeating. The flood took place, proven that the flood took place in many different religions over many thousands of years, and these different civilizations that existed before us that had better technology than us or better understanding of the universe. Those people existed, and the story, pretty much what Forrest said, it's my story. Only the places and something have changed. So it's the same. It's the same story. Our civilization is the same story as the other civilizations that went before us. Yeah. So the stuff that happens in the Bible, I don't know. I know that Jesus existed. There's proof that Jesus existed. If Jesus existed, then everything else must be in place. Everything else must be in place. The fact that he existed, like people try to say he didn't exist, but he did. There's proof, even to the point that Pontius Pilate's letter describes what he looked like, the color of his skin, and everything. If this person existed and did these things, which apparently he did, then that must lead you to believe that everything else is in existence. You'd be foolish not to. It's not like Superman. It's not a written story that's fabricated. It's a factual historical event that took place. So there must be something in it. And even if you don't believe the stuff that's written in the Bible, you have to be the stuff that's written in the book of Revelations, because those things have come true. They've all come true. So, even if you ignore everything that happens, in the early part of the Bible, you can't ignore the stuff that's been predicted and come true. That's how I see it. And again, I'm not, sticking up for the Bible. I'm slightly different in my views as to how a supreme being can exist. If you consider what we can do now, imagine what we can do in 10,000 years. So, to exist in all points of space and time in the universe might not be, such a strange thing in 10,000 years' time. So when we come into, he said, quick. So when we come into the world, just being born, haven't done a thing but take a breath, we've just affected the future. A predicted future. You were meant to be born, you were meant to take that breath, and you're meant to go on the journey that you go on. It doesn't change anything. I agree that scripts are written. I can't wait for Frank to realise he's wrong. No, they won't know that. A bit like Democrats, they don't realise they're wrong, and they'll just keep arguing the point. Even though there is no point to argue. So everything boils down to this: you're either lied to or you're not. The information that you base your life on takes you in the direction that you want to go. Now, if through your life you've been lied to and lived your life in a certain way based on those lies, it makes you who you are, takes you on a journey, job done, and you're happy to do that. Now, you could either be happy to be told the truth, and go on a different journey, or you can remain on the same journey that you're on with the lies that you've been told. That's up to you, and nobody should bother which way you should have it. Nobody should make you stop being on the journey that you're on, even though it's a journey full of lies. If you want to go on that journey full of lies, if you want to be a Democrat, listen to the bull that's being told, listen to the lies that's being told, then fine, do that. But if you don't want to live your life full of lies and deceit, then just stop, take 5 minutes, fact check the information you've been given, and then realize, hang on, he never said that. That's not what he said. They only told me half the truth. But half the truth gives you a totally different outcome. Says a lot of love sentiment going on there. My script is only written by me. Join one knows what I can or will do. How could they if I live in the moment? Are they psychic? No one can think your thoughts, Zozo. Every other week he says it is someone else. Yeah, Forrest said the information is to aid the finder, not the searcher. That should be enough to realise if you keep changing. Yeah, I agree, Davey. It must be wrong. Davey, yes, I was all over the board, but I'm sticking with the Meadows theory. Oh, he's actually come out and said Meadows like that, so yeah, fine. But, there's nothing wrong with that. Have fun with that. They can't defend their propaganda. No, they can defend it because they just put more lies out. So the problem is, you either want to listen to the truth or you don't. And if you don't listen to the truth, you carry on living the life that you're living because you live that life based on the lies that you want to hear. It's only if this is the real world. In an ideal world where the media would not be biased, whether it, when it would not lie to the people, where it would just tell people the truth. If we live in that world, then I think the whole of the map would have been red. There would be no blue. Because everything that they've said, everything that they've done to ruin this one person, which in itself, says somebody must be looking after him. Everything they've done has failed. That's amazing. Like trying to kill him, trying to take his business away from him, trying to separate him and his family in the worst possible ways, and he's still fighting for his country and the world. A billionaire who doesn't need to do it. Now, if that doesn't tell you that there's an agenda, I don't know what will. It doesn't matter about the truth. It just matters that there's an agenda. By trying to say that he's done all these bad things, which he hasn't, by trying to ruin his business, which they didn't, by getting him shot, which didn't work, like all of that stuff, this lawfare that they didn't work. Still now, and they say, they're going to be got me on politics, saying that there's a peaceful changeover. There isn't. Saying that the lawfare stopped, it hasn't. They just worded it so it makes it look like it has, but it hasn't. They're still going to go through with it. Saying there's going to be a peaceful changeover. There's people trying to worm their way into, his administration, which I hope doesn't happen. The Republicans, just based, on greed, rather than based on trying to help the average person. Not just in America, all over the world. I say this, but I don't just say it for America. I say it for everyone. Everything that's been going on just recently needs to stop. This agenda that people have needs to stop. The reason they lost is because they focused on, just in my opinion, they focused on the minority of lots of different groups. And all those people are selfish. These transgenders vote for Kamala because of their one agenda. The abortion people vote for Kamala for the one agenda. People are voting for Kamala because she's a woman, the one agenda. People are voting for Kamala because she's black, the one agenda. So not for everyone, for themselves. All these people that voted for Kamala vote for themselves. And all of the people that vote for Donald Trump vote for everybody. The place is a shithole. We need to get out of this shithole. And that's what they were concerned about. The people that voted for Kamala said, I'm a transgender and I want the rules changed because of me. I'm an abortion person and I want the rules changed because of me. I'm a black person, I want the rules changed because of me. I'm a flipping woman and I want the rules changed because of me. What? You're voting for a person because of the one thing, because she's a woman, which is not sexist, is it? You're voting for one person because she's black, which is not racist, is it? You're voting for one person which is not because they want transgender, which has nothing to do with, not affecting anybody else, is it? But all of the people that voted for her, just selfish. They're voting for themselves. What Forrest tells you, look at the big picture. If you're going to do anything, look at the whole. Look at the whole. Don't look at the little bit. Anyway, stop it. Stop it. You, Clinks. Why did they say he was a felon and now they withdraw the charge? They said he was a felon because they didn't want him to be president, because he's the only person that can't be bought, will be in charge of the country. But if you can be bought, they wouldn't call you a felon. They didn't say anything bad about RFK until he left. They didn't say anything bad about Tulsi Gabbard till she left. They didn't say anything about Elon Musk till he left. Just nasty people who are only interested in themselves, the elites. Too good because, they're vicious people. All right, nasty, vicious, same thing. You too. It was all propaganda used by the left on the left. Yeah, so what they didn't realise is, honestly, this is how I see it. What they didn't realise is that the people that they bribed and thought would vote Democrat all their life, they didn't realise they would wake up. The minorities. They didn't believe that they would wake up and see the left for what they are. And the reason they didn't care about, they could have put a monkey in to run for president, because they would lie through their teeth to get the monkey in. That would be it. It didn't matter who it was. And people would vote because it was a monkey. It's the first monkey president. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Because they wouldn't tell the truth. They would say, no, it's just a hairy woman. And people would believe it because they want to believe it. They lied through their teeth about Donald Trump. Just find out who Donald Trump is and you'll know he's nothing like, it's got nothing to do with politics. His policies, he's not a political person. He just has policies that says, look, let's make the country great. And I can't see what's wrong with that. And I would love for him to be our Prime Minister. How's Thailand, Greg? Didn't know Greg was here, but hi, Greg. Enough politics, yeah. Sorry, Hooley, sorry. They keep doing it to me. They wind me over. Take care. Just drag me over that. I keep saying it. I won't go to politics, but they keep doing it. I don't think Kamala called all the shots, but there you go. No doubt, Hooley. Why? I know he wasn't all there. See you. Thank you. Yes, Hooley, you're a wonderful person. Love you to death. Thanks for being in the Forrest Fenn Thrill of the Chase hunt, and hopefully in the John Collins Black hunt. Yeah, none of them were. So, you're trying to make answers that are not possible. The people that were calling the shots are people like BlackRock and those people that have the money, gave her $1 billion for her to be a puppet. Like, those people behind the scenes are the people that are saying, that's why Liz Cheney went over there. They want to make money. It's not about looking after the country. It's not about looking after the people. It's about just being rich. So moving forward, he has to get his administration in and, drain the swamp, as he said last time. There are some Republicans that, aren't very nice. Even now, you've got 3 people in the Senate You need Rick Scott to get in, that Thune and the other bloke. No, hide, a ballot behind closed doors, secret flipping ballot on Wednesday. These people, the Mitch McConnells of the world and the Schumers, want to destroy America. They want to be rich. That's all they're cared about. So those people need to step down, and you need to have someone who is going to help in making America prosperous and safe again. That's it. That's all Donald Trump wants. A prosperous, safe America. I don't see anything wrong with that. I really don't. I really don't. As opposed to the lying, cheating, scheming, conniving, woke, biased media, includes Disney, includes, legacy media, just not an ounce of truth in anything they say. And those people on The View, it's like, I don't know what information they get. It's hard to believe that they don't get all the information, and yet they still spout the same diatribe. Anyway, stop it, Marion. Hello, Brutal Truth. How you doing? All is well. I hope all is well with you. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here, Greg. You are absolutely right, Frank. So true, Woody. Oh, there's a lot of truth going on. If Trump families stick, will all families be able to have their gun rights restored? Yeah, I don't think they will stick, but so if Trump is a felon, then someone will say, well, they need to get rid of that box that says you can't have a job because you're a felon. If you can be a felon and run as president, then you can be a felon and have any job. But the thing is, he's not really a felon. He just made it up. They just want to stop him getting into office. Why on earth would the law give a felon the right to go around and listen to yourself? Is that right? Drain the pond, as Forrest said. Yes, could be. Scott says that he knows he will win. His buddies have told him. Does he? Well, I hope he does. It doesn't. So over here we call it the whip. I don't know what you call it over there, but we have a person going around who threatens and blackmails and persuades people to vote in a certain way. And that's how you got the politicians that you get, because other people have been told to either stand down or not say nothing or not do anything or vote a certain way. And that needs to stop. And I hope he does. Not just him. We need Gary Gensler to step down. We need Powell to step down. Well, you do. I don't need anything. But there are people in power that just abuse what they're doing. Just crazy, outright. I don't want this to succeed, so I will stop it by any way, shape, or form. And he's screwing the whole country over by being the person that he is, or all of them are. So the Mitch McConnells of the world, the Liz Cheneys of the world, and they're not in it to help people. They're in it to help themselves. The Clintons of the world, not the Obamas of the world, they're in it to help themselves, not to help people. And you know that because they tell you that you're stupid. They tell you that you're garbage. They tell you that you should have voted a certain way. It's like, what? Hold on. Whoa, hang on. Don't I have an inalienable right? Don't I have my own decision to make if I want to vote? Don't I have all of these things because of the Constitution, Declaration of Independence? Don't I have the right to do these things? Why are you calling me stupid? Why are you saying that, I should have voted this way? Or why are you saying I'm garbage? Why are you saying all those things? Surely I'm allowed to do these things in America. Obviously, they don't care about any rights that you have. They just care that you do what they want you to do, which is crazy. Yeah, sorry, stop sending me down that road. Let's talk. So, in this, it says that you have to be brave. It says, be solid, have grit, sparkle even as you pine. Here lies a joy divine. So, this bit of information telling you to be brave telling you that this is, about happiness, which is the pot. More information, very similar to what Forrest said, written in the dust cover of a John Collins black book. So whilst, and again, what Forrest says, whilst the places and names have changed, it's still his story. While the words have changed, they're the same words, have the same meaning. Happiness is the pot. You have to be brave. You have to be romantic. You have to pine. Like, he woke up in the middle of the night, went downstairs feeling all romantic, writing about, the thrill of the chase. Same words, just different words. And I'm traveling the opposite mate as well. We talked about the log. Don't need to worry about wrenches to work on car. If Scott, he will get Scott. Yep, he said he's not going to nominate him or whatever the word is. He needs 27 votes. He will get Vance and all the other things for sure. Scott is critical. Hey, hush! They tell you how hypocritical of you. How is that different from your agenda of pushing for a solve for Fenn? I haven't pushed for a solve. I haven't said to anybody that I have a solve. I haven't told anyone that I have a solve. I even said to Forrest, and I've even told you, that I wrote to Forrest saying I'm not searching anymore. Haven't pushed any mention of a solve. Forrest says, don't tell me you found a chest. So, what if I didn't even tell Forrest that I found a chest? What if I just told him a place? What if I didn't say how I did it? What if there's a lot of what ifs? I haven't talked about solves. I've talked about other people's solves, how based on what Forrest Fenn said, those solves can't be correct. Based on what Forrest Fenn said, not based on what I think. Forrest Fenn, nobody can think my thoughts. So not based on what I think. There's no point in me thinking. Because anything that I think is not going to be what Forrest Fenn thought. There's no point. So we have to use the words from Forrest Fenn to find out the answers. Without those words, we cannot think of the answer. So anything, any solve that we come up with is incorrect because we thought of it. As soon as we think it, it's wrong. So you can keep thinking and keep thinking and keep thinking and keep coming up with ideas. It's wrong. And as soon as you realize that, you know that you have to be told. You have to be told the answer. You have to be told the answer. You cannot create an answer from your own thoughts that take you to a point. You have to use the information that Forrest Fenn gave you as your answer. Now, whether that's the same with the John Collins black, hunt, time will tell. But for Forrest Fenn, absolutely. If he says to you that no one can think my thoughts, that means anything, whatever the solve is, doesn't matter. Anything that you thought that came from your own mind, it's wrong. It failed as soon as you thought it. As soon as you thought it, it failed. And that's the point that I was at. So I come up with all these ideas, all these brilliant solves, and I mean brilliant. They were really good solves. And some of them the same solves that everybody else have, just worked out differently. And it's like, yeah, but Forrest never said that, Mario, so it can't be that. It's like, yeah, but it's amazing. I can go right to it. Yeah, but Forrest never said that. But it's brilliant. Yeah, but Forrest never said it. And that's the point that I was at. It's like, it can't be that. It can't be that. He has to have told you and he says the answers I already know. So he's told you in the poem that unless you get the answer from him, you're never going to find the answer. And do you know why you're not going to find the answer? Because you have no confirmation. The only confirmation you have is the confirmation bias. That's it, which is why you had that video, which in itself had more, information. So once you keep using confirmation bias, you're always going to be wrong because your first thought is incorrect because it wasn't Forrest Fenn's thought. And that's how you had to be in the chase. It had to come from Forrest. Whisper! You do not believe in F, so why are you here? I believe he's a liar. So you believe that a person tells you that nothing is as it seems is lying. You believe that somebody says that words don't mean what you think they do is lying. Rather than believe that you are interpreting the information you have incorrectly. I like to think of it differently. I like to think that if somebody tells me that words don't mean what I think they do, in order for me to get a correct answer, I need to try to understand what those words are, which is basically telling me that I'm not telling you the truth, which means I'm telling you the truth. By saying that I'm not telling you the truth is telling you the truth. So calling Forrest Fenn a liar is saying that he's telling the truth, because he's told you that he's lying, but not lying. He's told you that these things that I've told you, they don't mean what you think they mean. How is that lying? I've just told you something, but it's not what you think it is. Hang on. He's just told me something, and I believe it to be something, but he's told me it's not that. Oh, so that can't be a lie then, because he's told me something, and I need to think about what he said, work out what he said in order to know what the truth is that he told me. Because he told me the truth by telling me, it doesn't mean what I think it does. He's told me the truth by showing me something that is not what it seems. So therefore, he's given me the answer, he's given me the truth, but it's not what I think it is. So your interpretation of his truth is incorrect. Does that make him a liar, or does that make you incorrect? Nothing comes from our own minds. We are all programmed. And again, the agenda is being pushed. No agenda. Is DP around? I don't know. Are you DP, Horatio? Are we talking about David Paisano, or are we talking about Douglas Preston? I assume we're talking about Douglas Preston, but, it would be interesting to see David as well. Like the Matrix. I was having that conversation earlier. Even if you believe that our world is a matrix, there is still a God who created the matrix. Even if you think that our world was created by aliens, there is still a God that created the aliens. It doesn't matter what you believe, however you choose to say there's no creator, there's obviously a creator. If it is the matrix, who created the matrix? If it is aliens, who created the aliens? You can go on and on and on and on, but at some point you have to realize someone or something created everything. That's it. That's it. It can't be a matrix without somebody creating the matrix. Doesn't matter what you believe. You can believe it's a matrix. You can believe we live in a matrix and there's no such things as God. But then who created the matrix? So you can believe what you want, but you have to go by the information and the truth. What if you have tuned in to the right, hello Alberti, right frequency? Ooh, that's a song. Was that R.I.M.? Which one was it, Zozo? You were all about music. Frequency. Oh, Alternate did one, but that's not the one. I'm thinking of R.E.M. or something like that. Frequency. Tigger, you must have a funny program. I'm entitled to my opinion. Enough said. Yes, you are. You are. But it doesn't make you correct. Doesn't make me correct either, but it doesn't make anyone correct. The only thing that makes people correct is what is correct. I do, and I already said that, Hush. Funnier than you think. Fun and answers then. That'd be good. But this is from the searcher that said he knew where the golden bones were. Yes, them are good stuff. Now calls for a liar, Forrest a liar. Another agenda pusher. I'm in trouble. I never stop thinking. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with thinking. If you're told by somebody that you should not take at face value what's been said, take at face value what you see, read, and hear, then surely part of the thinking that comes with that is, okay, then what is the big picture? What if what I was told doesn't mean what I think it does? if up means down and somebody says, can you just go up the road, and you go the wrong way, who's to blame? You're told that nothing is what it seems, words that mean what you think they do. Who's to blame that you go the wrong way? You or the person that told you to go up the road? The information you got is words that mean what you think they do. So surely you need to find out what their interpretation of up was. Just go up the road for us. So you go up the road and you get lost, and it's like, you told me to go up the road. So no, I told you to go up the road. Isn't that what I just did? No, you went up the road. I told you to go up the road. But that's what you just said, and that's what I just did. Yeah, but it doesn't mean what you think it does. I told you to go up the road, and you went up the road instead of up the road. So saying the same information to you, hoping that you'll understand that I told you to go up the road. At some point, you will go, oh, you didn't mean up the road. You meant up the road. Because words don't mean what you think they do. So you can say the same word and it means something else. And unless you know what that word means, you will forever go up the road instead of up the road. And it's up to you then to find out what up the road bloody meant. That's how I see it anyway. Oh no, that's not good. Why would you do that, Hush? And hit kickers. The wizard created the matrix. And Forrest was a wizard. He created our matrix. And therefore, we act in the matrix, the virtual reality, in a way that we shouldn't, because we don't understand that we're, searching in a virtual reality. We need to search for, the virtual information, not live in the virtual reality. Hey, single barrel, how you doing? Good thing I'm not a chick, because I think I'm late. Not for a very important date. No, you're never late. No one's late when they come here because they don't miss anything. Hey, Fenny, if you could meet the bellman, would ask him if there are any reason for Forrest to forge these bells out of bronze. Well, there's more. We're talking about that today, me and a friend, about the forged in there's treasure inside. Wonder what that's all about. And if they're cold to the touch. So, is there a reasoning? There's always a reasoning when Forrest is involved. Like the word yes, Queen Anne. Like the word secreted. So Forrest said, I nearly said something. So Forrest said, what's the difference between the words secrete and secret? And he talked about the E. So what is the difference between the word secrete and secret? And why did he feel the need to tell you or ask you that? I said up was east and out was south. So down must be west and in must be north. Yeah, so that's some mountain man logic going on there with Davy B. So there's the information. Literally, there's the information. Words don't mean what you think they do. So now this person's telling you, here you go. This is what it means. This is what it means. I told you to go up the road. So your understanding of the word up and Forrest's meaning for the word up, two different things. So if you're told that words don't mean what you think they do, there is no lie. There is only a misinterpretation of the information you got based on your own inability to not listen to what's been said to you. You cannot get the right answer using the wrong information. I've done, lots of different videos about that. Typically, that sort of thing. The other day, the 3 times 3 is 9. The answer's 9. It doesn't matter how I give you the answer. I've already given you the answer. We've changed the 3 to a 9. Therefore, the answer is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 7 is 81. 8 plus 1 is 9. So that's the answer I'm looking for. Not looking for the answer 81. That's not the answer. I told you the answer was 9. So therefore, when I say to you the question and you get the answer 81, that's not the answer. The answer is not 81. The answer is 9. The 8 plus 1 is the answer to give you 9, and the method to give you 9. So you're given a small piece of information, and in that information, you're given the answer as well. And therefore, you have to work out how do I get to the answer, which is 9. Even though they've told me the answer is 9, 3 times 3 is 9, I've given the answer. We swap the 3 for a 9. That's your answer. You worked out 9 times 9 is 81, but how do you get to 9 again? So the information you're given gives you the answer. You have to work out how you got the answer. Done that one. Done that one. Done that one. It is impossible to get the correct information using the wrong understanding. 100%. It's not who people think you are that is life-giving. It's the deeds that you are that ensure your peace. Wow. That's very profound. It's not who people think you are that is life-giving. It's the deeds that you are that ensure your peace. Wow, 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 wow. But going along with that, if it's not who you are, it's who you can make people think you are. I've said this before. Don't you think that Forrest was telling you that he was lots of different people? Because he made the statement, I hope people never find out. So he's implying that there are lots of different Forrest Fenns. That there's more than one Forrest Fenn, and maybe more than 2 Forrest Fenn, and maybe more than 10 Forrest Fenn. But he hopes that people don't find out who the real Forrest Fenn is. So all these Forrest Fenns that I'm putting out for everybody, the DB Coopers and the Meadows and Burning Man, Amiga Man, blah, blah, blah. All of these different people that Forrest laid out before us and made us think that was him. In any of those 10, 20, however many people that Forrest made us think that he was, in any of all those people, there's one person that he really is, other than Major Forrest Burt Fenn that we know. There's one person that he really is. Or there are 2 people that he really is. So you have to work out who, out of all the people that we think Forrest Fenn is, including the Meadows, including all those other people, the DB Coopers, the Amiga Man, the Burner Man, and others. If out of all those people, who is correct? Who is he truly? I wish I could have lived to do the things I was attributed to. Means there are other things. Or other people that he was supposed to have been, supposed to have done. And he said, basically, I'm not those people. I can't remember how he said it. I only aspire to be those people. So the DB Coopers of the world. He only hopes that he could have been those people. He's not those people, which is why you get the information. I was speaking to a friend before. You get the information and you can go in any direction you want with it. The 3-letter, whatever they're called, like ABC, CIA, FBI, DEA, whatever. You can believe that Forrest Fenn is anybody, and he'll let you believe that. But in all of that, he hopes you never find the real Forrest Fenn. In all of those people that he gives you, says, look, waste your time on this, waste your time on this, waste your time on this, waste your time on this. And you don't believe it's a waste of time, but in the long run and at the end of the day, it will be a waste of time because it will not be the correct Forrest Fenn. It will not be who he really is. It will just be somebody that he's made you believe he is. That's the whole point of the statement. I'm going to make you believe I'm this person. I'm going to make you believe I'm this person. I'm going to make you believe I'm this person. But who am I really? Out of all these people that I want you to believe I am, Who is the one person out of all of them that's going to affect the future? I can't see any of those people being that person. But there is somebody that will. There has to be. Otherwise, Forrest wouldn't have made the statement. Does secrete equal code for peace? I don't know how to answer that. Just going out on a limb. So you clarified that statement by making that statement. Thank you. I keep hearing music. Well, music is the answer, according to Colonel Abrams. So that's not bad. Funny you should say that. I was thinking that the other day, or today. The music isn't from here. And that is the difference of a right solve and a correct solve, in my opinion. What? A discharged? Tigger, me too. Me too. I keep hearing music. Sweet music. 17th minute music. Love it. That's a song as well, isn't it? I love it. He made believe he's a liar. Yes, he made you believe he was a liar. And, you're probably quite within your right to call him a liar. But he clarified that I'm not a liar because I've told you the truth, or the half-truth, or however it works. So by telling you that he's not a liar, by telling you the truth, is telling you that he's not a liar, even though he seems to be lying. If that makes sense. Tigger, sweet music, yes. You make me believe you an agenda pusher like the others. So I'm trying to be a voice of reason in the crazy world that we're in, whether it be the Forrest Fenn virtual thrill of the chase that nobody understands, or the worldly media bullshit that nobody understands. I'm trying to be the voice of reason in all of that. That the information that you're getting anywhere in life at the moment is incorrect as you understand it. So whilst you're giving it and it all seems, fine and dandy and right, you need to just, peel back the layers like the onion, peel back the layers and find the truth in what's being said. And what's being said is not what you think it is. It's just not what you think it is. And if you're not prepared to just, dig a little deeper, you're always going to get the wrong answer because you've got the wrong information. You're going to make the wrong judgment call based on the incorrect information. And in the world today, for you, that information was peeled back and people made the right answer, the right choice. And a lot of other people don't like it. But when those other people get the same information, the correct information, they will see that they were lied to. And that's the difference. Like knowing the truth can give you the correct answer. You can make the correct decision based on the correct information. If you get the wrong information, you make the wrong decision based on the incorrect information. All the time believing that you're making the right decision because you're using the information that you have. But failing to find out that information is correct is the downfall. And that's the same all over the world. Same in the chase and same everywhere. If you're prepared to accept false information, be prepared to accept, the wrong answer. Ma chérie amour. Little Stevie Wonder, yes. All of these people are going to leave America now. What are you going to do with all their money? And that makes me laugh as well. It's like people believe that if you tax the billionaires, it's not going to affect the average person. And they should be taxed because they're rich and they should pay this. Okay, so they get taxed and it costs them 10% more. They put 10% more on whatever product that it is they're selling. in order to recoup that money back. So now you have to pay 10% more for the product that you were buying. That's not the worst of it. Because on that product that you're buying, there's tax. So now they just increased your tax, the hidden tax. Because these people put 10% more on the product itself in order to get their money back, they don't lose. They've got their money back. The 10% tax they were paying extra is now being given to you to pay more for the product. But you're not only paying more for the product, you have to pay more because that product is taxed. So now you have to pay more tax on that product. So they still taxed you. They still taxed you. Saying they're not going to tax you, they're going to tax these rich people, means you get taxed because they've increased the amount of it costs for the product, which increases the amount of tax that you pay on that product. So you still get screwed over. You get screwed over twice. You're still taxed, and you're paying for these billionaires to be richer because now they're charging more for their product. And it's like, that's just a crazy way of doing things. There's no point in doing that. Absolutely no point in taxing rich people to charge poor people more money, in which you can tax that because there's a tax on the product that they're selling. And people go, yeah, they should tax rich people. What, so they can charge you more money? That's unreal. Now, that's the way I see it. I'm not an economics person, but if you're going to tax rich people and they're going to get their money back, they're going to charge you more. And if they charge you more, there's more tax to pay on that product. So therefore, you're still taxed, indirectly taxed. That's just crazy. And that's, falling for the wrong information. It's not the correct information. La, 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 la. I don't know, that's Mario, why talk about the email Jack sent out that was... Mario, why talk about the email Jack sent out that was... I don't know if anybody's talking about an email that Jack sent out. Which email is this, Reg? I don't talk about emails. So I don't tend to talk about the he said, she said scenarios, or the 9 Mile Hole stuff and that, because those are parts of the script. They are not, whilst they are pertinent, they're not relevant. They have information, but it doesn't change the end correct answer. It's just, again, information that you can understand, and it's, if you watch a film and it has all of this information and you believe Poirot is probably the best one. They give you information and it says this and this happened, and you tend to believe that has to be the murderer. That has to be the person that did it. And then they give you a bit of different information and says, oh no, this has to be the murderer because of this. And then they give another bit of information that says, oh no, it's not that person, it's this person because of such and such. So you go through the film and you're not quite sure who is the culprit because they keep giving you different information. And you keep changing your mind because the information is different, and it may lead you to think that somebody else did it. And in the end, you find out, it was somebody totally different. That's how the chase is. You're being given information that's meant you sort of lead you to think that some of these things, are important and they're happening and they will have a bearing on everything else. But they're part of the big picture. These things have to happen in order that this thing can happen. But the thing that is happening is not necessarily part of the correct answer, if that makes any sense at all. I think we're talking about a lot of music here. Am I missing it? The other music as a dear long... I love the music. I love music, any kind of music. Long for a flame, so long's my boot for you. To get a mossy concrete sink. Think about what is possible before jumping to a conclusion. Yeah, no jumping to conclusions. Thanks for the show. Steve, how you doing? The pleasure is mine. God bless you. You make me feel brand. Ah, you make me feel brand new. Yes, the stylistics. I sing this song for you. And that takes me to Shy Lights and everybody else. Ooh. The return of manifestation of God is like the sun shining in another globe or temple. Yet this only happens after thousands of years. Wow. You're very profound today, Mr. Fenny or Miss Fenny or Mrs. Fenny, or they pay 10%, they charge 12%. Yeah, that's how it could be, Woody. So why anybody would be happy that billionaires get charged more tax is like beyond me. But like, so you pay the extra 12%, but in there's more tax for you to pay. If something costs £10 and you pay 10% tax, and you're paying £1 tax. If it costs £15 and you're paying 10% tax, you're paying £1.50 tax. So you're getting taxed more purely because they got taxed more. It's like, no, you don't want the billionaires to be taxed because you just end up paying more money. It'd be better if you were just taxed. It would be easier if you were just taxed, and cost you less if you were just taxed. But, hopefully getting away from that tax stuff altogether. Stay curious, just don't be nosy. Tigger. A little prayer, Aretha Franklin. Say a little prayer. Tomorrow's lesson will be tariffs are taxes. Hey, Trusted, how you doing? Yeah, so the whole point of tariffs is, no, people think that they're going to get taxed because it's going to cost them more to buy something, but it's not. It's only going to cost you more to buy something if you're buying it from, somebody outside of the United States that is competing with, the products that you build in the United States. If you build that product in the United States, then it will cost less. So therefore you can offer it to the people in the United States for less. So if you love your country and want your country to succeed, you want to buy the stuff that's made in the United States of America so it goes back into the economy. If you want to pay more for something made outside of the United States for the money to go to them outside the United States, then that's obviously up to you. But basically what he's saying is if you want to sell your stuff in this country, make it in this country. So if you want to sell BMW in America, make BMWs in America, and it won't cost you a lot to make it. Then you can sell it cheaper to the people in America. If not, make it in Germany and bring it over here, and we'll charge you a tariff, and then you'll have to put that on the cost of the car, and then people might not buy your car. He's not going to be bothered because he's going to get the money. So the whole point of it is to bring the manufacturing here to there, whatever. I say here, but the same if we did that. You want to build it here, and you can build it here cheaper. And you can sell it to the people in this country cheaper, and more people will be able to afford it, so more people will buy it. If not, we'll charge you the earth, you won't make it, and we'll sell our own products in our own country, and we'll make our own citizens better, and we can live the American dream. That's it. It's as simple as that. That's how I see it anyway. I'm not an economist, so I don't know. Say a little prayer. Christ said he would return as the comforter. Is what? I can't say that word, sorry. No offense, meant this reflection of divine sunshine. Ooh, that sounds very much like what's wrote in the dust cover. And, people can believe or not believe, but you have to believe that Jesus existed. There's enough evidence to prove that that's the case. Therefore, if he existed and he rose again, then the fact that he said he was going to come back means he's going to come back. More realistically than Arnie Schwarzenegger. Pretty soon, they both want 100%. Why do you build me up, buttercup, buttercup, baby, just to let me down? Worst of all, You never come over when you say you will, but I need you still. I love you more than anyone does. Thanks for that. You're saying all these song titles, and they're just flowing from my head now. Yes, more American jobs. So they're going to drain the pond. They're going to get rid of all these office jobs in the government that they don't need, but they need to be careful that they don't create too much unemployment. So they need to create more jobs for those people to just, move into. So whilst you can streamline the government, it's going to create unemployment. So you need to streamline the government so people don't pay, the tax to run the government. And you need to make more money that comes into the government because you create more jobs, which that gives them more tax from those jobs. So, that's the way to run the country, to have enough jobs for the people to work, to pay the tax, to pay the government, to make it less expensive. The government don't need to keep taxing you through the roof because there's lots of people working, there's lots of jobs out there, everybody can afford to live. People want to have businesses, live the American dream. That's how America was run, and that's how it needs to get back to. That's simply put. There's a right way to do things, and there's a wrong way to do things, and you're going back to the right way, in my opinion. It's about your country first. Like, our country is not first anymore. Your country is not first anymore, etc., etc. All around the world, we have been lied to and made to feel that we are incorrect in our own cultures, and we have to be tolerant of other cultures. Well, those cultures aren't very nice cultures. It's as simple as that. They're not very nice people. It's as simple as that. And we shouldn't have to change our beliefs because of other people's beliefs. It's as simple as that. Because they're not changing their beliefs to ours. We're being made to change our own culture and our own beliefs to their culture. That's just stupid, which means that it's an agenda by other countries to take over our countries and make us believe in this woke, crazy stuff. Take religion out of schools, our religion that we've grown up with, and make us believe other religions. Why? If you're supposed to be tolerant, why do we have to take our religion away and embrace other people's religion? Because there's an agenda. That's it. It's not to make us tolerant. It's to make us subservient, or whatever the word is. There's no tolerance about this. Is that similar to Lion's Share? Very similar to Lion's Share. I need you more than anyone, darling. Mary was a singer. No, Mary's definitely not a singer. Not a singer. God bless Forrest for his service to his family and friends and the Air Force. Ace pilot that achieved the greatest awards among all veterans. Yes, so in the Thrill of the Chase, Forrest said that it all amounted to a whole load of nothing. Getting that award from the Vietnamese when they ran up to give him that award. And yet, I understand both sides of that. Yes, it's more than two sides, but it's nice to be noticed for what you've done. But it's hard not to feel that, wow, all these people died because of what I did. Tigger, I've been in the chase for 10 years this month. Woo! 10 years. 2010, 10 years. So 2014. Yeah, I can't even imagine those people that started in 2010. I can't, imagine people being in it for nearly 15 years. Yes, less government jobs, more production of goods in the US. Yeah, so, the good thing about, I don't want to keep singing his praises because, there are some bad things, obviously, but he's not a politician. He's not running to be president because he's a politician. He's running to be president to make the country a good country, make the world a better place. That's totally different, and that's why they're all against him. He can't be bought. He's not about war. There's no hidden agendas. He's just trying to do the right thing for his family, his friends, everybody in America, and to some extent everyone around the world. And you've only got to see the people around the world that want Donald Trump in power. They can see which way this is going, and whilst they have no dog in the fight, in the sense that it's not their country, it is their planet, and they do feel that. I'm talking, the people around the world, not just the odd people here and there. They're concerned that America has to be the world power, the dominant power in that sense, and more often than not, the rest of the world fall into line because of that. If America is no longer the dominant power in that sense, whether it be financially or otherwise, then the world powers open up. It's there for the taking, and that's either Russia or China. So if you vote Democrat, you're voting to have Russia or China as a world leader. Why would anyone do that? Why would you vote for your country to be ousted as world leader in favor of Russia or China? Why would I vote for the United Kingdom to be ousted in favor for Russia or China? I wouldn't. That'd be like me saying, yeah, don't fight back, let Hitler take over the world. Don't fight back, let China take over the world. Don't fight back, let Russia take over the world. Let me live a life of a communist. No. Now, if America stands up to it, then at some point, maybe the people in the UK will, wake up as well. But we'll see. Anyway, I don't want to go there. Quality will be key. Oh, Popeye the Sailor Man lives in a caravan. That's important to the chase as well, Popeye. Another person brought up in the chase. Do you know what ACE means? Oh, Mrs. Homeward Bound. That was a dog program, wasn't it? Yes, Popeye. The problem with immigration is when their country fails, they flee. And then they bring their beliefs with them. Heads up, your beliefs failed you in your country. Yeah, they come over here, or there, or wherever, and then they burn the flag and say they hate the country. Well, you don't have to be here. How is Sweet Pea? What up, peeps? Hey, Kiwi, how you doing? Just as jolly as the green pod. That was another thing that came up, person. The Jolly Green Giant. The left trannies are moving toward you. They're already there. They're everywhere. I watched a video. Two people talking. One a transgender, and another. I don't know in what context this person was talking for. Don't know whether he's a psychiatrist or what. And this person couldn't get it through his head that there's something wrong with him wanting to go into the girls' changing room and change because he says he's a woman. This man with a beard, etc. I say he has a beard because that's what the person who was interviewing him said. You've got a beard and that. And he was explaining to him that you shouldn't be going into the women's changing room where a 6-year-old girl is going to see, a man's penis. And he's saying, well, they can leave. They don't have to go in there. He has a right because he's a woman to go into a woman's changing room and change. And he couldn't get it. He couldn't get it through to him that it's a woman's changing room. They are the woman. You are saying you're a woman, and you want them to leave. It's like it's their right. It's their God-given right that they're allowed to be in a woman's changing room, changing without seeing a man saying that he's a woman in their room. Well, they don't have to look. They don't have to see, making all these excuses about he should be allowed to do it and taking no notice that it's their space, their room. Basically saying, well, they don't have to go and they can go find somewhere else to go. So you're crazy. What? You can identify as a woman. Fine. What's wrong with you going into the men's changing room and changing? Are you scared to see a penis? Are you scared that they see yours? Because you say you're a woman. You don't look like a woman. They're not going to see you as a woman when you're getting changed. They're going to see you as a man. Just because you think that you're a woman doesn't mean they're going to see you as a woman, and doesn't mean that the females in their changing room are going to see you as a woman because you think you're a woman. And he couldn't get it through to him that what he was thinking was wrong. He was saying, no, it's my right because I'm a woman to go in there. Well, isn't it the woman's right not to see you in there? Isn't that who you're affecting more than anyone? So you're crazy, absolutely crazy. You want the woman to take her child out of a woman's changing room because you feel like you're a woman. That's crazy stuff. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Mr. Storm's travelling home from El Paso last week. Ooh, cool. Glad about that. We have enough BS going on here. Do not need more. Loads of snow in the low half of the chase, huh? Oh, snow again. Queen, somebody talking about snow as well. Everybody's talking about snow. I think it was 3 years ago I was talking about snow, 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 snow. A billionaire from Oz is moving to America. Woo. I was going to move. The one thing about Donald Trump getting elected, I probably screwed myself over here, is I can't claim asylum in America now because there's going to be no more immigrants. So if I wanted to go to America, I'd have to go now while BlackRock's still in charge. Get one of them forms and get into America that way. Otherwise, it'll be too late, and Trump won't let me go in. Don't like Trump. Hate Trump. He's a bad man. No, I'm only joking. We get the billionaires, and you get the. Well, that's no different than those people claiming asylum. Those people going from California or whatever to Texas and then voting Democrat. But hang on a minute. You just left your part of the country because you don't like the way that it's run, gone to another part of the country, and then want to change that part of the country into the part of the country that you just left. What the heck is that all about? Why would you leave the Democrat-run part of the country, go to a Republican part of the country, and then vote Democrat in that party, in that part of the country? Because all you're going to do then is change, Texas into California. It's just crazy. There are asylums for the mentally ill. No womb, no woman. No woman, no cry. Remember Crocodile Dundee doing an ID check? Yeah, this is nice. Yeah, they're just playing. Cocks and balls are not allowed in the ladies' room. It's just crazy. But it's like he couldn't see, or she couldn't see, that you're not a woman just because you say you're a woman. You're still a man. You look like a man, and a woman shouldn't have to see, your cock and balls. It's like, you're just crazy. They shouldn't be able to compete in women's sports. These things are just stupid. They're ridiculous. Like there would be no gender at all, which is what they want. There's no gender. Like if a woman's a man and a man's a woman, then all sports are equal, and there'd just be football, and it wouldn't matter, whether you're male or female. The fact there are different sports for men and women prove there are two genders. And it's not about what you think. It's about the physical reality of it. The pelvic bone is gender specific. It certainly is. Like when you die, and the fact that you don't have as many ribs or whatever, as I can remember in my biology, I might be wrong, but when you die and they look, they're going to go, yeah, that was a male. They're not going to go, well, hang on, was it a male? Or did they think they were female? It's not going to happen. You're either male or you're female. And again, I'll go on, hermaphrodites where, probably got the best of both worlds, but you're either male or female. And thoughts are not physical. Like, it's about the physicality of it. The fact that you look like a male, you're a male. Thinking like a male doesn't stop you getting undressed in a woman's changing room as being okay. No, it's not okay. You thinking you're a female does not allow you to punch a female. in a boxing ring. It doesn't allow you to, enter into sports, American football. It doesn't allow you to do any of those things because you think it, because you say it, because you want to go into women's changing rooms. That's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. We haven't seen snow in a while. Shh, don't talk about snow. It's supposed to be Galenas. That's brave. Galena. You can visit. Who can visit? Me can visit? Yeah, but I want to stay. I wonder if there is a go. I want to stay and get like $2,000 a month for free house, blah, 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 blah. Live the life of Riley and not have to worry. I wonder if there is a GoFundMe for some of those people that claim they are leaving the US based on who got elected. I could pick in. Listen, no, I don't know. They're just crazy people. Like, there's no way they believe what they're saying. It's just fear mongering. They're just trying to make people believe an agenda. Like if you speak, that bloke did a YouTube that said he was going to leave. I'm not leaving. It's my country. And then somebody was putting a turkey on his face as he was talking. So he basically said he was going to leave the country if he gets elected. And he says, no, I'm not leaving my country. It's my country. You leave. It's like, no, nobody said they were going to leave. You said you were going to leave. Like, don't try and turn it. You said you were going to leave, and now you don't want to leave. Why don't you want to leave? Because you're just trying to make people scared. Believe in the narrative, so they voted a certain way. It's just sad people. And it's the same with these elite people. Either they're brainwashed or they're paid to say these things to try and sway the vote, which is pathetic. Anyway, stop going back to I blew a tranny last year single. Don't know what that means. Hope it's a transistor radio. I blew a tranny last year single. You. That sounds horrible. Lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig. Yeah, still a pig. Squeal, piggy, squeal. Deliverance. I don't cringe often, Tigger, but yeah, the world will get like Sodom. Well, that's exactly what I've been saying, Glenna. Those people who say they don't believe in the Bible, don't believe in God. The book of Revelations claimed that when the world gets to that sort of point, Jesus is coming back. So the more people that push that agenda is just, if the Bible is true, bringing that day nearer. It's like, why would you want to prove that? Why would you want to prove, if you want to prove that the Bible is incorrect, you would stop that day from happening. You would make it such a nice place that Jesus would never have to come back. And then you could turn around and say, see, the Bible's wrong. But pushing the narrative that the world has to get like Sodom and Gomorrah means that Jesus has to come back if Jesus exists. So you're basically proving what you're saying is incorrect. That's just crazy. Hey, leave her out of the I don't know what that is. Hey, leave her out of the he. Oh, leave her out of the he. Tig, and you paid for it. Again. Yes, I did. About, is that 4,000 or $4? I'm not sure what's going on here. For the second time in a week. Did you get one? I don't know. You blew a tranny. Are we talking about something like, are we talking about, oh, hang on. Are we talking about a car? Like, I blew a tranny. I've got like transvestite. We're talking about transvestites and genders. And now you talk about blowing a tranny. It's like, what? Am I missing something? So is the Antichrist. Yeah, so, yes, exactly that. But that's why it's Sodom and Gomorrah, because of the Antichrist. So you're just proving. Those people that say it's not real are just proving that it's real. Like the self-fulfilling prophecy. You're going down that road that says you're going to reach a point where everything the Bible said is going to happen happens, and then the only thing that's left is, Jesus returning and saying, "Look, I told you. I found a farm that I want to buy, Jeff." Ooh, Then it was win-win. History repeating itself unless we learn our lessons. And, well, it's not just about learning lessons, it's about having faith, isn't it? So, I think the Americans have put faith in God first, Donald J. Trump. So, that's part of the solution. But this is where I'll say free will doesn't exist. It's part of the plan already. Donald J. Trump was supposed to be in power, anointed by God to do the things that he's doing, but the world still goes on its, crap course, and Jesus has to come back. If that's already been predestined, whilst it may, turn the fortunes around for a little while, there's still going to be these crazy people that do what they do and create a world that we're not supposed to live in. Another day older and deeper in debt, saying, Tigger, don't you come because I can't go. Owe my soul to the company store. Things you should not say out loud for $1,000. Alex. Who the heck is Alex? Tigger, closer to me. Closer to me. Closer to me. One of our fur babies crossed the Rainbow Bridge 2 nights ago. I have no idea what that means, Kiwi. One of our fur babies crossed the Rainbow Bridge 2 nights ago. Ooh, 2 kings are coming to claim what belongs to them, not one. 2 K kings. 2 K kings are coming to claim what belongs to them. Are they? Hush. Are they? Are they? Are farms close to you? Just saw the news. GOP has control of all 3. Woohoo! But there are still... So, whilst it's good news, as long as you can have the right people there, there are bad Republicans, just like there are good Democrats. And people, you got 6 presidents today. I don't know if I've already said this. Not today, but you got at least 6, in one by voting for Donald Trump. You've got Tulsi Gabbard. She could make a great president. You've got JFK. He could make a great president. You've got J.D. Vance. He could make a great president. Vivek, Elon Musk would probably make a good president. Donald Trump probably make a good president. So basically what you voted for, and I don't get this from the Democrats, because you voted in 2 Democratic people in the Republican Party who voted for Donald Trump. You voted as many Democrats into power as you voted Republicans, like in the high office. You've got, and I said this earlier to someone, you've got JFK running health, a man who could be president in his own right, running one part of the country, the politics for one part of the country. You've got somebody who could run finance, who could be president. You've got somebody who could do the defense, who could run the whole country. And they're focusing just on one point. So you have Democrat people in power, to change the way your country is, given that authority by your president-elect, to do what a Democrat would want to do. How is that a bad thing? That's crazy to believe that that's a bad thing. I don't believe it's happened in your country ever, where you've had Democrats in power in a Republic Party. They're Democrats. There's no 2 ways about it. Real Democrats. What real Democrats should be like, how they should think. They are in power, able to affect the way your country is run. And you're going, oh, I don't want Donald Trump, I don't like him. Whether you like him or not. It's about whether he will do good for you, for the country, for the world. That's what it's about. And all the other bullshit doesn't matter. So, any Democrats, you think about that. You've got JFK in there. You've got Tulsi Gabbard in there. You've got Elon Musk in there. These are Democrats, real Democrats. And I think even Donald J. Trump was more Democrat leaning until he ran for office. And they only hate him because he became a Republican, and because he can't be bought. So think about that. When you think about who's in power now, you've voted in more Democrats than you voted in Republicans in the high office. Just crazy why you go against it. Crazy. Sorry for your loss. Yes. None of you will see heaven. Well, let's get to work. Woohoo! Yeah, I'm in. Hush. Oh, she's already. He's in already. None of you will see heaven. Well, if you say that, Hush, think about this. For those people that are not very nice and should see hell, what would be the worst hell for them? The worst hell for them would to end up in heaven. Would be to behave in such a manner that is totally against how they want to behave. That would be hell for them. So heaven and hell could be the same place, depending on how you think. That would be terrible. Or if you are a good person, how would you even interpret that kind of hell? Like, how, if you're a good person, how could you even think how a bad person would feel ending up in a righteous place, having to be righteous all the time? That would be hell. That would be hell. Not even close. What a joke. Mama slept with him on the bathroom floor until 3 hours in the morning. After she came to bed because I was gone when I got up to use the restroom. Up at 1 in the morning. So sad that is. Tigger, that's the truth. Oh, sounds like hot chocolate. No distractions. Mark and oh well, I'm going then if they're live. Thanks for all popping in. All 20 of you, 7 likes. Thank you very much. Say hi to Mark and Capro for me. What is it? Oh yeah, it's Monday. They're back to Mondays, are they? That is so sad. Yes, it is. I need chips and salsa. We are in hell. Well, there is that as well. Heaven on hell on earth. Only the Father and Son knows. Well, the Father, Son, the Spirit, all supposed to be one, I suppose. I am buffering. Oh, sorry to hear that. Anyway, ciao, ciao. Say hi to Mike and Capro. Thanks for popping in. Remember, give John a chance, JCB. It's hard to fill Forrest Fenn shoes. I believe that all is good in the world. Did you run out of salsa? Not yet. So take care, everyone. I appreciate you being here. There must be good things to come. Have faith. Thank you, Major Forrest.